Good morning, good morning, good morning to everyone out there. Oh my. Well, it is Wednesday, I think. Yeah, Wednesday. Yes, it is a Wednesday. It is a Wednesday. Alright, so I said good morning, but I'll say it again. Good morning, everyone! Good morning, Janine. Good morning, Kelly. Good morning, Ariana. Good morning, Elisa. Good morning, Alicia. Good morning, Victoria. Good morning, Hilda. Good morning, Monica. Good morning, Jamila. That really cracks me up. Oh my gosh, that cracks me up. That is just so funny. Like, almost everyone I know has an A at the end of their name. I'm gonna have to look that up because I don't know what that means, but it's quite interesting. It's fun. It's fun. All right. Yeah. So. All right. So, let's see. So today, I am going to talk about what's about law of attraction, but it's related to someone specific, so that's why it's coming up. And so, of course, law of attraction is tied to everything we do. So, law of attraction is a messenger. It is a messenger. That's what law of attraction is. A messenger. Like, hello, here you go. There's a delivery for you. That's basically what it is. It's like a delivery system. So, it's like, yeah, it's basically a delivery system. Oh, please, please, please don't have a car accident up here. I don't know what's going on. Let's see. I don't know why people stop for, like, no reason in the middle of the freeway. Like, there's no reason for them to, like, look at all this room. Like, I don't know what that backup was about. I'm not trying to know. I'm gonna leave it alone. And I don't know, what are you doing? These people. You know what? I have to know what I'm doing because some of these people don't. Okay, so law of attraction is a messenger. And it really doesn't determine what the message is. It's just the courier. That's all it is. It's like something inside of you, which is the cause. The cause is you. The cause is your soul condition. Your soul condition is based on everything that you've experienced and everything that your mommy and your daddy gave to you at conception. That is your soul condition. And so when anything is out of harmony of love, then you're going to, the law of compensation is going to engage, basically. So, which basically means this is something that's an error, and I need you, the soul, to take care of it. So, the cause, what's inside of you, your soul condition, which is the cause, says, okay, so, law of compensation, I need you to do this. And then it's like, okay, let me get it together. And then it summons the law of attraction and says, hey, can you deliver this message? And the law of attraction is like, sure I can. And then there's an event, and that is the delivery from the law of attraction. But the law of attraction doesn't create it. You create it. It's the cause. The effect is just the event that you have. So there's a car behind me with no lights on. And you see, well, it's hard to see how dark it is in the camera, but it's dark. I don't know why they're driving without any lights on. Like, well, obviously they don't know. Yeah, obviously they don't know, but still. still. Good grief. They must have some good eyes to drive without any lights on. Alright, so back to law of attraction. So, we've established that you are the cause, and it's based off of your soul condition. That is where everything starts. And then it summons the law of compensation, which is the balancing system. And then it's once the balancing system determines what needs to be delivered, it summons the law of attraction, and the law of attraction says, okay, I'll deliver that for you. And then you have an experience, and you either roll with it or you get pissed off because of it. One or the other. You're going to be happy or you're not going to be happy. Or you can have an experience that isn't pleasing and still be happy that you received the message and you're able to do something about it. So there's a lot of different scenarios that can take place. All right, so depending on your soul condition will also determine how you respond to the event, to the message. So if you look at a scale of let's look at a scale, but let's just say spectrum. You have a spectrum and one end is loving and the other end is unloving. If you're more on the spectrum of unloving, then automatically you're going to have a response of something that's unloving, which is anger, judgment, all these other different things. However, this is all through free will, free choice. You do have the option to respond to it in a loving manner and embrace the event that has happened and try to use it to better yourself, understanding that something within you is causing this. So the reason why I brought this up is because someone had asked me something about writing a letter. Someone was writing a letter to someone, and it was a long letter, and it was from the soul, it was from the heart. And the letter wasn't sent, but that letter actually triggered that other person to make contact. And from my understanding, this person, they're not really, how should I say, they're not really on an everyday speaking, or they're not on everyday speaking terms. So the question, this person is slowly but surely learning about the law of attraction and how all this stuff works. And so it was asked to me, is it related? And the answer to that is yes, it is related, because we're all connected. So on a soul level, we are all connected, which is why we attract all the people that need to be attracted in order to bring us the messages that we need. Because when the law of compensation and the law of attraction are all, and the law of cause and effect, when they're all working together, they need a pool. It's almost like they need a pool to pull from. I should say they need a pool of souls to pull from. There, that sounded better. So they're not. If there's an event that needs to be experienced as painful in order to get your attention, then it can't bring someone who's positive, because it's not in them. They can't carry out the task. So we're all connected. And so when we write a letter and we're thinking about someone, we are connected to them at that moment. There's a connection. And depending on how deep and heartfelt that thought is, or the feeling is for that person, then it triggers them. It's like you pop into their mind and they don't know why. They don't know why. They're just like, hey, I just thought of you, and they have no idea why. But the thing is, you were contacting them on a spiritual level, on a soul level, and so they felt that, and so they felt compelled to reach out. Now, if certain things have happened, and you can do this this is one way to process some of the things, your emotional injuries that you have within you. You don't always have to interact with the person. And that's generally how we understand things to work. Like, we have to confront. First of all, confront is a bad thing. The word confront, the whole idea about confronting someone, that should be stripped from our vocabulary. We should never, 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 ever, ever, ever use it. And the reason why is because when you confront someone, it is basically a confrontation. And you don't want a confrontation. What you want is communication. And when you confront someone, you're like, hey, blah, 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 right? Whatever it is, you're taking a stance, and generally that stance is closed off. And so it's more about, I'm telling you, and I'm not really interested in what you're receiving in terms of it being outside of what you expect in response. So generally when you confront someone, you're looking for a specific response from that person to either admit what they have done or some other kind of idea that you have in your head that the person should respond. And when you don't get that, that's when things go sideways. So confronting is bad. Bad, 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 bad. You can do it. I'm just saying it's not going to benefit you in the long run. So when you're writing, you are expressing that which is inside of you, and generally it's some type of pain or love for that person. Sometimes if we have pain and we're writing a letter to that person, you're including all of the things that has transpired between you two. How you feel about that person. And sometimes the people don't know what they have done. Generally because we don't express ourselves and tell people what they've done, so they don't know. So if you have something against someone and it's caused pain and you write it out, understand what's happening. You're not only accessing them, you're not only contacting them, but you're also releasing the emotional injuries that are within you, especially if you shed the tears from it, because that means you're acknowledging the pain. Because when you're writing, and you're writing a letter as if you're speaking to that person, you're letting it all out, all of it. And sometimes you do have tears, sometimes you do have emotions that run along with this letter if you're not fully in your head. So you're contacting the person, you're also releasing all the emotional injuries, not all of them, but the emotional injuries that are tied to this, and you're changing your soul condition. So on that scale of loving and unloving, you move yourself more towards loving. And the reason why this is so important is your soul is a container. And so what you're looking for is to have more love in it, but only so much can fit in your soul. Only so much. So as you release this, you allow love to come in. And that's the feeling of relief that you get when you do something like this. When you either write something or you do it within yourself, express it like crying, whatever it is, you're releasing the emotions. You're releasing the emotions. And then there's a certain lifting of the burden or the pain. And that's how you improve your soul condition. And so now the law of compensation, the law of cause and effect, I should say the laws of cause and effect, the laws of compensation, and the law of attraction are all working differently now, because they have to. They have no choice but to respond to you differently because their soul condition has changed. So now that if you have released that emotional injury, that's not even in the picture anymore. So whatever that emotional injury is blocking will now be available to you. So if you've had a bad, I'm just going to use this as an example. If you have or had a bad experience, if you're female and had a bad experience with the male, and that experience has caused you to have a dissatisfaction with males in general, if you release that, then you also release the judgment that you have towards men. And so if you are trying to attract a man but can't seem to because you have this resentment or judgment or hatred towards them, once you release it, now the law of attraction, well, now, you know, the whole soul condition has changed. the cause and effect, the law of attraction, law of compensation, they all react differently now. So now the messages can be delivered to you that is in a positive way for you to get that which you truly desire, because now you don't have that blockage there. And I don't know how this is going to work. I need to get all the way over, and I'm all the way over here. And something's going on. I'm just going to have to do this. Look, 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 look. This is how you do it. You can do it. Put your back into it. Yay! I forget what song that is. I'm going to go right here. Alright. So, yeah, it really makes a difference in terms of your experience. So, like I said, your soul condition will determine whether you respond to something in a loving manner or an unloving manner. If you have a lot of emotional injuries and you have experiences then that are bad, then generally you're going to move towards the unloving experience. It's just naturally going to happen that way. But as you make a conscious decision through your free will to change, then you're able to make a different choice, which then allows you to have a different experience from that. But if you're not aware of this and you don't have any desire to change or make things different for yourself, then it won't even be a thought to make such a choice. But I think I need to go. Why is my air conditioner on? Maybe because it was hot yesterday. So yeah, that's that. So it does make a difference. It does make a difference. But it's really important to change your soul condition. One, to understand where you are in your soul condition. So if you, how you can tell where you are in your soul condition is how you respond to things. But you have to be conscious of how you're responding. So you really have to take a step back and look at yourself and ask yourself, how do you respond to people? Are you angry? Are you sad? Because if you can have anger, just be angry because you're suppressing so many different things. So that when you have all these errors in you, you don't have any choice but to respond in error. However, if you if you interact with someone and you feel sad, and a way you would feel sad is if you're not honoring your truth. So if something happens and you don't speak your truth and you feel like you're not being heard or you're being overlooked, then you can feel sad. Well, that is an unloving action as well, because you're not honoring yourself. So if you were to speak your mind, speak your truth, express yourself, how you felt in that moment to the person who you're interacting with, then that is loving. So this is a conscious decision, in order to make this decision, you have to be conscious of where you are and where you're trying to get. Every time you take little steps like that towards honoring yourself or loving yourself or doing or responding in any way that is in love, you raise your vibration. You heal yourself just a little bit more. And after a while, once you get used to doing this, it becomes automatic. It just becomes automatic. 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 And so the more love you allow in your soul to be part of your soul condition, then automatically your soul condition changes. And you don't have to force anything. You really don't. Your soul condition automatically changes. Before you know it, you're a completely different person in your eyes. When you look at yourself, you're like, wow, I'm different. And you really don't notice it in the during the process, but it's later on when when you look back, you're like, wow, I don't respond like I used to anymore. And so you allow more love to come in. So there's some things, like for myself, there are things that I experience, and they could be interpreted as negative, but I don't interpret them like that anymore. I don't. It's automatic. I don't have to stop and convince myself that there's something in here, in this experience, for me to learn from, or it's not there. It's just automatic. Just as someone can automatically perceive something as negative, I automatically perceive things as positive. So after a while, you just realize that there's a transformation. And you'll notice it on the way. I mean, there's some things, you'll notice it. Especially if you're conscious of it. And so there's not anything that I force. Like, I never try to change my soul condition. I never tried to do that. And the thing is, before I even realized there was a soul condition, I was making transformations. However, if you're aware of the soul condition, then you have an edge. You have almost like an advantage over other people who don't understand it, because when you have full understanding of the different components and how they work together, you have a very strong advantage over those who do not, because there are some things that they won't understand when they're taking place. So yeah, that's that. So yes, writing does trigger certain things, and law of attraction will deliver that message, because that's what it does. And it does it without fail. Whether we want it or not, it's a better delivery system than UPS and FedEx, that's for sure. An event, boom, there you go. That is funny. Through rain, sleet, or snow. Oh my goodness, I am so nutty. Alright, there was something else. This wasn't my original topic. It was a different one. But now I can't remember what it was, because I needed to do this. This was actually asked to me, you know, a person asked me the question and I forgot to respond. So I said, I'll just, this person sent me a message and they said, did you make me a video? I'm like, huh? And I scrolled up and read the previous messages, and I was like, oh, I totally forgot. So this is the video for that person, but it's something that I'm sure someone else can use. So yeah, right. Now, here's the thing with writing, because I said before that I'm an intellectual person. I don't, when it comes to the heart in myself, it's not there. So I've tried to journal. People, you know, they've said, you should journal. I'm like, oh, okay. And I was like, I've never journaled. I didn't grow up journaling. So I was writing about my day, and I'm like, this is stupid. I'm serious. I was like, this is so dumb. Because there was no feeling behind it. I was like, I'm just writing what happened in my day, right? Because I didn't know how to journal. I didn't know how to write any of this stuff. So I didn't know what I was supposed to be writing. And so I had asked people, well, what do you write? They said, just write about your day. You know, what happened during your day? How would you feel? And I'm like, okay. And so I tried it, and actually several people have bought me. They didn't know that, you know, they didn't know about this journaling thing, but I've been given gifts, beautiful gifts, like leather encased journals, and I mean just really beautiful journaling stuff, and pens and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, before when I received these things, I was like, okay, what am I supposed to do with this? And then, you know, I had them, and I even bought some, you know, myself, and then more people gave me some more, and I was like, what am I supposed to do with this? Like, obviously the universe was saying you need to write. And I was like, all right. So I tried it, And it didn't stick. It did not stick at all. I didn't know what I was supposed to do with that stuff. I'm like, now what do I do with it? It's like I'm just writing everything that I already experienced. So to me, it didn't make any sense. And for me, journaling still doesn't make any sense. But if you're writing, if it has purpose, now if something has purpose, now that's different, because I don't like doing anything that doesn't have purpose. But that's the whole thing. So if my consciousness is small in that area, then I'm not gonna get it. I'm not gonna get it. How could I? I'm gonna go over here. I should have stayed. I don't know. How could I if I don't understand? And it's funny because I posted something on Facebook. You know, limited knowing yields limited understanding. And so I didn't know anything about journaling. So therefore I couldn't understand it. And this is with everything. So, but if there's purpose, I can write like crazy. Like if you've ever seen that Kermit the Frog post on Facebook where he's like banging on the typewriter real fast, that's me. That is me. If there is purpose. So like the friend that I'm speaking about regarding the writing, and you know, does it have an effect on anything? That's writing with purpose. You're not just putting words on the paper. You're putting meaning on the paper. You're putting feelings on the paper. You're putting emotions on the paper. That is writing with purpose. Yes, that makes a difference. Even with writing a book. So I've been on this thing where, you know, I've been toying around with the idea of writing a book, and I've been getting all these different signs, you know, to write a book. And I'm like, well, what? A book? I'm like, okay. And so, you know, I write a little bit. I'm like, I don't know what to write. I keep saying, I don't know what to write. I don't know what to write. But if someone asks me something on Facebook, I answer a question, it's like this long, drawn-out novel. And it's like, it has to have meaning. It has to have purpose in order for it to flow. And so it is important, and it does make a difference when you write to the person who asked me the question. And as you experienced, it does affect things. This is why that person reached out. So we are powerful beings, right? Like, really think about it. We can summon another soul. Hello. We can summon another soul. Isn't that amazing? Wow. It reminds me of when I don't know what grade I was in. I was little. That's what I know. And I was walking home from school, and I don't know how old was it. Was it in first grade? I don't know what grade I was in. All I know was around 1985, 84, something. I think 85, no, 85, 86, something like that. So I was walking home, and obviously I've said before, I'm mixed race, so I'm black, but I'm a lighter shade of black. So I had a lot of issues with that growing up, because I grew up in a black neighborhood, and so they didn't like me because of that. For whatever reason, I don't know. I didn't talk to anybody, so I don't know why. Look, I didn't do anything to anybody, so I don't know why. I now know why, because I had things within me. But on a physical level, I could understand why that was happening. But now that I understand energy and emotional injuries, I understand that very clearly now. But anyway, I was being jumped by, I think it was five little boys. And before I knew it, my mother was running down the street. And it was weird, because she was running, she had no shoes on. Like, whatever signal I sent out, my mother received it. Whatever it was that I sent out energetically, my mother received it, because she just dropped everything and just ran out of the house. So we are all connected in ways that I don't fully understand. I just know that we're connected. Yeah, so it's amazing. It's really amazing how we can summon people. We can summon people for help. We can summon people for all kinds of things. You know, that's, you know, when we get that phone call from the person that we were just thinking about, and you pick up the phone, you're like, I was just thinking about you. Well, that's why they called. That's exactly why they called. Because you were thinking about them. You sent out the call. You sent out the frequency. And they responded. They picked up the phone and called you. So this is why when you visualize things and you feel that visualization, it manifests. Because we're summoning things left and right. We are creators. We are creators. That's what we are. And we create by a simple thing as a thought and feeling behind it. So if you have fear, a fearful thought, and it's backed by fearful emotions, then you'll manifest that. And then you'll have a messed up experience. But understand that that fearful thought is based on your soul condition. You have a lot of fear. So you have to change your soul condition. Improve your soul condition. It is so important. It is so important. It's the only important thing on this planet is your soul condition. That's the only thing you should ever worry about. If there is a worry, or I should say you should be mindful of, is your soul condition. That controls everything. Everything. That is like the motherboard in the computer. It controls everything. Your soul condition. Your soul condition controls your experiences. It controls your health. It controls your relationships. It controls everything. Everything. Your soul condition controls. So you got to keep that motherboard, you know, in tip-top shape. You know, your errors or the viruses that are present for you technical people. So what do? You focus on the virus. Look, you're not going to get a new body, so you're not going to get a new computer, so deal with it. Because if you do get a new computer, it's going to have the same motherboard. It's going to have the same stuff. That operating system is not going to be different. I know some of you wish that it would, but it's not. Anyway, you guys have a great Wednesday, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Yeah, so remember, you are loved. Bye now.